Hey guys, welcome back to Anime Casuals. I am Lucky.
And I'm Johnny.
And once again, Michael is not with us because we don't know what happened to him. He went to the mountains. But anyway, so we did know, and we lied to you. That's just what we do.
I can't believe you've done this.
So yeah, we're going to be talking about, we're going to further our discussion on Love, Chunibiyo, and Other Delusions. And, kind of talk about some of our opinions on the anime. Kind of more our takes. And once again, if you are watching this video and you have not watched it, we're probably going to go into some spoiler territory.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's pretty possible. Depending on where we take this conversation, we don't want to be tied down by that restriction or anything like that. So, yeah, and it's an awesome anime. I highly recommend it. So we'll just go ahead and go straight into the videos. I guess maybe we should first start off with what kept us into this anime, because like we said, Michael did not get into this anime. Granted, I don't think he ever started it, so I guess it's not fair to say that. But what kept you in the anime, Johnny? Was it like the setting, the characters, or what kind of latched you onto it? Because we were both surprised at each other. We both watched it. We kind of found out at the last second. And we were like, oh.
Weirdly enough, as I'm thinking about it, it might have duped me a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
It really kind of gotten in my head with the way it flashes into those epic fight scenes.
Yeah.
So I might have been like, oh, that's really cool. I want to see more of that.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I mean, there's plenty of them in the anime, but that might have come on, take the bait.
Yeah, right.
Take the bait. Got it. Got him. And then, I stuck around for the characters, and, they were all really hilarious, and I liked the interactions. I mean, even Rika and Yuta, the way they interact. I mean, Rika was really funny, though, especially whenever she gets, hit or flicked or something.
Yeah.
She does that cute little, ow,
Yuta.
How did you know about that?
Yuta! That hurt!
I can't get over it. Dekamori is great to watch, and I slowly Kumin became one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
Which, for not doing anything, just napping. But I was like, you silly, what are you doing? So it duped me, but then I stuck around for the characters.
Nice.
And then the story, I suppose.
Yeah, I think I was
there.
Yeah, I think I was in the same boat as you, because I think it's the second or the third episode that we meet Rika's sister, Toka, and I think that's the first legit fight scene we kind of get. And yeah, it gets pretty ridiculous. I never really thought that a kitchen spoon could look so cool as a weapon. And I didn't know it could be so deadly, and she throws that I think she throws the spoon and she knocks out Kumin first. I was like, oh my god.
I just saw a pretty flashing...
What just happened?
And that's not even with the special CGI or the special sequences that they do. That's just her just throwing a spoon so hard that she knocked a girl out.
It's a hard shit, man.
Yeah, you can debate on whether or not that's a misdemeanor or felony or not, but
That's fucking illegal.
but yeah, so I think I'm kind of in the same boat, but I think it was just the fact that it's so relatable. It's especially us being we're in our mid-20s right now, and it's only been 10 years since we were in the same position these kids are in, and it's only been 10 or 11 years, and it's just wow, once life hits you, it kind of hits you hard, and that's kind of what Rika's sister Toka represents in a way. She's this very deadpan character, though she does have comedic elements to her. It's mostly deadpan, and she doesn't actually want to reveal too much of herself to her sister because she wants to always be seen in a certain way. Yeah. And that's why she gets Yuta to do a lot of the work with Rika a lot. So yeah, it's very relatable in a way, because I remember me and one of my best friends from early childhood, we used to just go into my backyard. We used to find sticks that looked like swords and act out whatever we were watching, and then that led on to me, and I was probably out there. Oh god, I think I was out there since middle school, just doing pretend things. Actually, my friend came back years later, when probably about like 2 or 3 years ago, and he talked to my mom because they know each other pretty well. Because he's my childhood friend, and he was just like. He's like, you have the best pretend playback yard, and that's what we used to, that's what we used to do, because I live on, how about half an acre, and that's what you do in the backyard, So I think it's just, and me getting out of that phase was really hard because all of a sudden my imagination just kind of went dead for a little bit because I didn't really know how to channel it anymore because usually you think through physical action, and all that kind of stuff. So. So yeah, did you have any? I mean, you've already talked about some of your favorite characters already, but did you have any like an actual a rock solid favorite character that you could think of? Well,
it's really tough. I mean, Dekamori is pretty awesome, like I was saying. Kumin. I mean, Yuta and Rika are pretty cool, but I don't know. I could stay away. Maybe just because I like her attitude and kind of her demeanor, but how she handles things going into season 2. Yeah, would be Shishichima. Yeah, I'm saying that wrong.
Yeah, Chichimiya. Yeah.
Yeah. And I really felt for her. She has a really tragic kind of thing going about her, trying to deal with. I like Yuta again. I can't. I'm gonna let him go because I'm Chunibiyo forever. But that's tough. And that's even. I'd almost like a time skip to see if they did let, and then like a third season just to see where everybody goes. Yeah. Maybe like your boy Ishiki. Yeah. Actually like gets into the fold.
I'm not keeping my hopes up on that.
Let's hang out.
I'm not keeping my hopes up on that.
No, probably not. You shouldn't. But we've seen that before. It always disappoints. But I don't know. It might just be Dekamori, just because she's everything she does is super fun, and she even super transforms into something else, when she's like, I'm gonna drop my Chunibiyo like low key for a little bit, and then she switches back. But mainly for her, everything she does, Chunibiyo, and believing in Rika and all that, she's just too fun. She's too fun. I like to watch her. So
yeah, I think I think for me, first one I thought I was gonna have was Ishiki until he got he got screwed over in the second season. I really like these guys that because a lot of the times these main characters. They get, I call it GFN, they get girls for no reason. And, granted, Yuta has a very strong connection to Rika, because she overheard him talking about the Black Flame Dragon and all that kind of stuff. The dragon that he has within him. But I really like these characters that are actually a little bit more relatable in terms of, like, they try and they just don't get the girl, and it's like... It's heartbreaking for me because I've had a couple of moments like that in my life where it's just like the girl that I like totally doesn't know who I am. I'm just like, oh man. But I like that he keeps going at it even though nobody remembers him.
I know you. It's me, Ishiki.
Hello, my darling Kumin. Good morning. I love you. Who the heck was that?
I still don't know who you are.
Is that guy new here?
He's gotta be.
Yeah.
But I think... Funny enough, I think my favorite character would have to be, just for her importance, is Toka. Just because, which is Rika's sister. Just because, I mean, obviously, we just talked about that spoon play. That's she kicks a lot of butts with spoons. I feel like she could give Sanji a run for his money in the spoon category, in the spoon fight. Yeah, right. I like how she really brings Rika back to reality. Like she's her Eminem. Right, snap back to reality. Yeah, copyright. I really like the fact that she always now granted, she's not always the most subtle about this. Obviously, at the end of the season 1, she basically goes into an actual fight with her sister. She's actually kicking her butt for the most part. Yeah. But yeah, she does kind of force her to face the eventuality of coming to terms with her father's death, and that's really I think that's really cool of her. She never really gave up on her sister. Even though her Chunibiyo really gets on her nerves, because her grandfather is really against her Chunibiyo phase, so that's why Rika really doesn't like to go over to her grandparents, because the grandfather doesn't approve of it. Yeah, I've always really liked, and also she's always hooking it up. She literally pays for all the her to live where she lives, and she's a famous cook, and all this stuff. Even then, she kind of puts her sister first, even though it doesn't seem like it at first. But you can definitely tell she cares a lot about her sister, low key.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? What do you think in terms of like arcs? I guess I'll start this off. But arc just kind of meaning maybe a couple episode stint of something happening, or even like a 1 episode stint, like the fake Mori Summer. I really like the fake Mori Summer episode. I think that's kind of why I mentioned Natsumi Tokusawa, who is impersonating Mori Summer.
That is a crazy episode.
Yeah, it's just because I like that Nibutani really. It kind of shows how much she actually cares about Dekamori, because she actually dons that persona again, despite her wanting to leave everything behind and not wanting to come back to it. So it's kind of cool to see her give up this cool personality. She's a cheerleader, all that kind of stuff, just to help somebody that she really, that she low-key cares about, that she's not very open about caring about. Obviously, she always called her the fake Mori Summer and all that kind of stuff. Dekamori calls Nibutani that a lot. But yeah, I really like that episode just because it really showed off that, and kind of also showed how much Dekamori really admires Mori Summer. The fact where she'll follow anybody that kind of, granted it's pretty naive, but it does kind of show her admiration for the character that Nibutani makes up. So yeah, I think that's one of my favorite arcs that I can think of off the top of my head. What about you, Johnny?
I don't know if it's necessarily because it's later in season 2, so maybe that I just watched it more recently, but I don't know, the whole couple episodes where we'd look in on Chichima. I keep saying it wrong.
Shichimiya, yeah.
Shichimiya,
Yeah.
okay. I hear it, then I can repeat it. Learning. No. Shichimiya. Her kind of showing up and then being totally fine, but then I don't remember the exact reason, but all of a sudden she's like, oh, Yuta's in here.
Yeah.
And then that slowly just grows on her, and then she has to kind of deal with that. I mean, like, I've been wondering where she was going to find a waterfall, because that's in the thumbnail for the anime, and it's like, it's a water park, so, I mean, I just been waiting for that, too. But, the way starts dreaming about him, all this stuff, and she has to realize, like, what do I want to do? Do I want to let him go? Because I did that before, or do I, try and fight for him? And I actually thought she was going to, but, I mean, she clearly was like, nah, Chunibiyo.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know. I really just enjoyed watching her kind of go through that. Not that I want to see people suffer. It's crazy. But I don't know. It was just an interesting perspective to see, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, because these characters are so intertwined, and it's kind of crazy how connected they get, regardless of their status, grade, and all that stuff. I mean, it's fun. So, I'd probably say that's my favorite arc. I mean, it's not even really an arc. It's kind of like a side arc, it almost feels like. Because, Rika's doing with her own stuff, too. But, yeah, I'd probably say her dealing with Yuta again.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a cool one. And, anything else you wanted to kind of touch on, Johnny? I guess, just kind of this is where we usually do, like, an honorable mention kind of thing. But, obviously, this isn't really just talking about characters and that kind of thing. So, man, it's just, I guess this is more of like on a personal note. I lost my father about like I think it's been since about 2017 now. And he passed away. So I kind of know, like, Rika's super relatable to me because to a certain extent, I kind of tried to imagine him as a different person because to me, he wasn't super in my life, and he kind of shucked a lot of the responsibility of me to my mom. But I kind of used my imagination to make him different than what he really was. But also, I kind of had this hard realization that I had to accept my father for who he was in a lot of ways, and really kind of drop this imagination. Not drop my imagination, obviously. If you believe in an afterlife and all that kind of stuff, that's cool too. But I had to kind of drop my these false beliefs about him, basically, because it was really my way of moving forward. So I definitely get kind of hurting, even though I'm like 26 right now, 27, I don't even know how old I am. I'm somewhere in the 26 to 27 age range. Actually, I think that's probably the most embarrassing thing I've ever forgotten on video is my age.
Your age?
Yeah.
That happens to me like every week. I don't even.
Yeah.
I don't think about it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's super relatable, you know. I really think that we, especially in this day and age, it's really easy for us to get caught up in our imaginations because there's all this kind of stimuli around us, whether it be YouTube, TV, video games, all that kind of stuff, and a lot of that's really escapism, which kind of is what Chunibiyo is it's escaping from reality, which is a lot of times it does help you cope with things, but sometimes it does help you also run away from your problems, and I think this show does a really good job of conquering that. And just kind of what I said earlier is that I really relate to Rika trying to run away from her problems. So yeah.
Damn. That's crazy.
That's Chunibiyo though.
I don't know. As far as things to say, I can definitely see what you're saying about the relatability. I mean, I don't have as big relatable instances, but I don't know. There was a moment where I kind of related with Kumin in the last couple episodes. She's talking about she doesn't really experience Chunibiyo at all.
Yeah.
But she still kind of likes to enjoy and try in that. And sometimes I'm kind of like, I kind of get that. Kind of wanting to be a bit more carefree and just kind of play around and pretend. And I don't feel like I necessarily do that too much. But I just kind of saw that and I was like, yeah. Okay, I can relate to that. There was just I don't know, reiterating on it's a relatable show. It definitely is. I agree.
Yeah. Actually, that's really funny. I completely forgot about that. And also, I guess the point to kind of put it in perspective is she is a year older than the other people. She's a second year, and they just came in. Mm-hmm. I remember I was hanging out with my nephew one time, and I saw they were playing at a playground, and they were pretending, doing like a pretend skit kind of thing. Where there were monsters and they had to run away from the monster. And dude, I was just like, it was weird because I was looking at it from the outside, and looking at it from the outside, it's like, man, I just don't feel included in this. Like, I mean, granted, my nephew's very young, but it's really weird looking at it from the outside because it reminds me of when my dad used to bring me into Nickel City. Way back in Nickel City, man. It turned into Quarter City, and then
now it's just gone.
Yeah, it turned into Quarter City, and now but yeah, he literally would just wait for me up at the front while I just went like crazy in these games. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And I guess it kind of shows the some of the disconnect between the generations as well. But yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed our video on our 2 videos on Love Chunibiyo and Other Delusions. Michael will be back with us on our next video, and yeah, why don't we go ahead and slide right into the preview.
Hey guys, thanks for watching our video on Love Chunibiyo and Other Delusions. Please like, share, and subscribe for more anime casuals. Our next video will have Michael and Johnny talking about Death Note. Our video schedule goes as follows. Video 1 will be on Wednesdays, video 2 will be on Saturdays, and a weekend talk that's a little bit more of like a podcast and it's a little bit more freeform will be on Sundays, as well as some things sprinkled in between. I also want to give a shout out to the music provider for this video, which was Vlog No Copyright Music. Go check out their channel and please subscribe. As always guys, keep it casual.